Umara Babagana of APC, having satisfied the requirements of the law, is hereby declared the winner and is in turn elected.
With this result, the people of Borno massively voted for Professor Babagana Umara Zulum for another 4-year term to spearhead the governance of Borno State as the governor. The overwhelming votes by the good people of Borno State is indeed testimony of Governor Zulum's unprecedented service delivery through good governance and exemplary leadership in line with his well-articulated 10-point pact designed to navigate the state through a post-insurgency recovery drive. With 957 projects, policies and programs during his first term in office, Governor Zulum is already consolidating on durable, sustainable and people-centered programs for a better Borno state. In the first year of his second term, Governor Babagana Umara Zulum has executed 238 projects to consolidate on service delivery and good governance for the good people of Borno State. These projects cut across 13 sectors that includes security with 5 projects, education has 54, health has 19, works and housing 20, human empowerment 7, trade, investment and tourism 4 projects. The transport and energy sector has 7 projects, agriculture 29, good governance 18, urban and rural water supply has 26, post-conflict reconstruction 35, urban and rural electrification 6, while the environment has 8 projects.
I came with a vision to transform Borno State, to bring out Borno State from the then trouble that we were in. Ensure that insecurity is reduced to the barest minimum. Ensure that people will have access to the agricultural lands, and ensure that there is good governance in Borno State. That is why I'm here. I'm here to serve the people of Borno State.
As a sign of good governance, His Excellency has always been very passionate and very committed to make sure that the downtrodden, those populations that have been affected severely by the insurgency, insecurity in the state over the last many years, and also covering the length of breadth of the state. This is why he always thinks and also ensures that he is pragmatic in his actions, implementation of plans to move Borno forward.
With normalcy fast returning to the state after harrowing years of insurgency that destabilized the state, Governor Babagana Umara Zulum-led administration has sustained its support to the security outfits in its quest to end the insurgency. Professor Babagana Umara has been crisscrossing the state and reaching out to security formations, boosting the morale of troops in their quest to end the insurgency that has bedeviled the state. Borno State government has procured additional 94 new Hilux patrol vehicles, 62 Toyota Land Cruiser Samsara to the existing 1,400 patrol vehicles in the theatre to further enhance their surveillance and bring to an end the security challenges. Similarly, the administration of Governor Zulum has procured another 300 new motorcycles for security patrol, especially in the hard-to-reach terrain, in addition to the provision of operational logistics to the military, the police, the DSS, and other security outfits that includes the Civilian Joint Task Force, the Vigilante, and Hunters, among others.
The Borno State government support has been very tremendous over the years, and that has continued on a regular basis. Most of them are in terms of logistic items that are being provided to troops to facilitate the conduct of both kinetic and non-kinetic operations.
In terms of the contribution of the state government to the Nigerian police, especially the Borno State Command, to realize this objective, the state government has put in some enablers. The enablers is the creation of Borno State Security Forum. This is one and the first across Nigeria, The Borno State Forum bring together all the key actors in terms of security in the state.
The Borno State government has, during the first year of Zulum's second term, repaired and upgraded 49 security patrol vehicles to sustain military operations without hindrance. With the introduction of non-kinetic approach to the military onslaught on the terrorists, nearly 200,000 fighters and their families have so far surrendered to the armed forces and have been profiled, disarmed, de-radicalized and reintegrated to the community after a series of psychosocial engagements with community representatives. Similarly, the Professor Babagana Umara-led government in Borno State has established and constructed a befitting office complex for the Borno State Security Trust Fund to ensure effective and efficient coordination of security activities in the state.
Professor Babagana's, governance, he's determined, focus, and he roll out, projects and his priorities. Given the situation we found ourselves in as a state that was, devastated, traumatized, and, we've experienced insurgency for over a decade. So when he comes in, set the ball running, what are his priorities? He prioritized resettlement, issue of security, because without security, there's no development.
Driven by the passion to change the ailing education system in Borno, Governor Zulum, since 2019, when he assumed office, has embarked on a holistic approach to revive the education sector, being the primary target of the Boko Haram terrorists. The sector has witnessed massive reconstruction of schools hitherto destroyed by the Boko Haram terrorists, construction and establishment of new ones across the state. Borno State government, under the watch of Professor Babagana Umara, has transformed the education sector with the construction of 30 mega-sized story building schools made up of 60, 40, 30 and 20 classrooms across the state. These mega schools are well furnished with laboratories, staff rooms, ICT centers, water and sporting facilities and solar power supply. 16 new senior secondary schools have been established in Bulumkutu, 777 and that of 1,000 housing estates, Goidam Gari, Soe in Bama, Gasi in Shani, Goshe in Goza, Malakariri in Mafa, Balba in Bayo, and Kwaibra in Hau local government areas, and 5 high Islamic colleges at Gajiram, Gajiganna, Baga, Gubio, Damasak, where work is currently at different stages of completion, while 8 new junior secondary schools have also been established in Malam Umairi in MMC, Dikwa, Gubio, Yerimari in Jere, Girjan in Dambua, and 2-story building mega schools at Dalalawanti in Jere, Vula Kutiki, Dusuman, Kaleri/Zannari, Mringa, Uba, and Askira. During first year of Governor Zulum's second term, 88 science laboratories were built and equipped in 22 secondary schools, and 4,000 additional teachers for the public secondary and primary schools across the state were recruited.
If you pay attention to every barking dog, you will never get to your destination. Your Excellency, stay focused. We appreciate you. This is the first time, I think, in the history of governors in the north, you can run your check, where teachers are being trained and retrained. I want to appreciate this year very laudable initiative. And please, I repeat again, Your Excellency, don't be discouraged, don't be distracted.
What Professor Babagana did to this community, we only say thank you and may God bless him, because he will change the fortune of the next generation. We should ensure that a quality community-based education is given to every less privileged children and orphans.
Also, the Zulum-led government in Borno State advertised, screened and employed education secretaries for the 27 Local Government Education Authority LGEA, procured 30 new Hilux Toyota vehicles and Golf wagon vehicles to each of the education secretaries to ensure monitoring and supervision, in addition to enhanced salaries and monthly running costs.
To whom much is given, much is expected from him. I also want to bring to a kind notice that the Education Secretary would be placed on the consolidated salary structure equivalent to that of permanent secretaries. And therefore, there is a need for you to double your efforts with a view to repositioning the education sector and the respective local government areas. Failure to do so it means we shall not hesitate to do immediately.
Borno State government has introduced a number of incentives to attract school-age enrollment who are affected by the massive displacement due to the over-decade-long Boko Haram insurgency. These incentives include free uniforms, instructional materials, including bicycles and a meal per day. The administration has reduced the out-of-school children enrollment of over 2 million to less than 700,000, which is still ongoing. Similarly, the Borno State government disbursed 5,580,441,012 naira as scholarship to 29,325 for under and postgraduate Borno State students studying within and outside the country, in addition to the payment of 1,561,597,600 naira tuition fees and monthly allowances to 997 students of College of Nursing Sciences, Maiduguri.
I wish to sincerely appreciate His Excellency, the Executive Governor of Borno State, for this epoch-making occasion of award of scholarship to nursing students, the very first of its kind in Nigeria. It is also a delight to witness the commissioning of new projects in the college as a testament to the excellent performance of the Executive Governor.
It has also constructed teachers' quarters in Banki town of Bama local government, Bayo, Dikwa, Gubio, Damasak, and Goza towns.
It's my singular honor and privilege to cherish forever to commission this training for the service to humanity and our people.
The health sector under Governor Zulum continues to improve on its mandate of providing qualitative, accessible and affordable healthcare services to citizens irrespective of state and place of origin. In its first year of second term, the Zulum-led administration constructed and equipped 5 additional primary health centers with nurses' quarters in Limankara Goza, Shuari Maiduguri Metropolitan, Kaleri of Mafa, Zarmari in Kondega, and Dayar in Kwayakusar local government areas. Equally, 20 primary health centers have been provided with solar power energy system to ensure drugs, consumables, and uninterrupted healthcare services are attained without hindrance. While the Brigadier Abba-Kyari Hospital at Ngaranam is undergoing renovation to ensure optimal healthcare service. Medical equipment, essential drugs and consumables worth billions of naira were procured and distributed to health facilities across the state. The administration has procured medical equipment, furnished and installed solar power to the primary health centers in Gurosoi and Maiduguri and the General Hospital, Goza.
We must sanitize the system. We cannot afford to play with our healthcare system. Today we are here to launch the distribution of pre-maternal drugs and other items needed in the maternity section of some of our hospitals to the most vulnerable population in the state. I want to appeal to all of you that are working in the health center health centers in the state to be dedicated enough, to be patient enough as government and administration to do everything possible to sanitize the system.
In fulfillment of his electioneering campaign, Borno State government under Governor Zulum is constructing College of Nursing in Goza and Monguno, in addition to construction of Eye and Dental Hospital in Monguno and Biu. The General Hospital Biu is undergoing remodeling and upgrade to a specialist hospital, while the General Hospital in Damboa and that of Gajiram are undergoing complete reconstruction. Governor Zulum's vision is to ensure the provision of at least a primary health center in each of the 312 electoral wards in Borno State, in line with his 10-point pact on post-insurgency drive.
Is to thank you, Your Excellency, for something that is uncommon, where the federal government has a teaching hospital, but in Borno State, we have a governor here who has partnered very effectively with the federal government over the last several years. And in our teaching hospital, there are many contributions that the Borno State government have done under your leadership. And to appreciate that and to say that it's a good example of how federal government and states can work together to improve the health and well-being of Nigerians.
Provision of good roads and drainage network, as well as maintenance and expansion of existing urban and rural roads to further open up development and enhance movement and transportation of goods and services within the city and towns, is in line with the Professor Zulum agenda.
Kwatlanan da aka yi gaskiya alhamdulillah mun gode Allah mun gode wa gwamnan mu Babagana Zulum professor kenan ba ubangiji Allah saka mishi da alheri da ruwa har cikin gidanmu amma yanzu kan gaskiya ruwa daga yazo ma wucewa yake kuma alhamdulillah kwatlanan yayi kyau.
Provision of basic infrastructure such as roads to ease movements of goods and services is indeed very clear to Governor Zulum. In view of that, the administration continues to construct new roads and expand on the existing ones in tune with his urban renewal drive. During the first year of his second term, Governor Zulum has completed a tunnel-like underpass pedestrian bridge at Gambaru Custom Market area to decongest the heavy volume of movement associated with hold-up. This has added aesthetic beauty to the area. Similarly, the administration has constructed 72 units of 12 blocks of 3-bedroom flats metro housing adjacent to the Ramat Polytechnic, Maiduguri. Also, the state government has completed the 5.17-kilometer Monguno Township Road, that of College of Education Wakabiu, as well as the 2.4-kilometer Lying Hadiza Road at Abuja Sheraton in Maiduguri. Similarly, the Zulum-led government has embarked on the dualization of township roads that covers 2.4-kilometer Show Sandakura Road from the Maiduguri Monday Market roundabout and 4.8-kilometer through Budum to link Sir Kashim Ibrahim Road. Another dual carriage road of 3.5-kilometer road and 7-kilometer drainage network from the Show's roundabout to Galadima Junction through Borosari Road to link Shongai Baga Road by the State Mechanical Workshop is in progress.
A wuni ina bin hanyar nan sama da 10, sama da 20. Ana accident, ana damuna yayi ba iya bi. To don haka Allah ya saka mishi, Allah ya bashi ladan aikinsa.
Another 1.75 dualization of Sultan May Malari Road from Idrissa Kadin Junction that links a Kashim Way through Budum via the State Psychiatric Hospital Maiduguri with 3-kilometer drainage network. Work is steadily progressing at the 1.75-kilometer Old Malay Road with 3.5-kilometer drainage and 2-kilometer water outfall, while the 11.4-kilometer road and drainage network at the 500 housing units along Damaturu-Kano Highway has been completed, in addition to a number of township roads within the state capital. These township roads and drainage includes 950-meter El Kenemi, 374-meter Onisha, 253-meter Kari Sandabe, 864-meter May in Kinindi, and 167-meter Talba roads. Also constructed were the 270-meter Yerima Road, Cemetery Road, which covers 759 meters. Kinshasa and Park Drive roads have 640 meters each. Government has also procured heavy-duty equipment such as Volvo tracked paver for road construction, 500 assorted trucks and a bulldozer to actualize Zulum's urban-rural renewal program. The second flyover at Borno Express Junction along Maiduguri Kana Road has been completed, while the third one is currently ongoing.
We have done 2 flyovers. This one will be the 3rd flyover. And inshallah, before we leave office, we shall ensure the completion of all those structures that we intend to do. This flyover that we are doing is not only for aesthetic consideration, but the most important thing is to reduce vehicular congestion around this area.
Inculcating entrepreneurship and creating job for self-reliance among the unemployed and building resilience for a productive society is one of the cardinal drive of Professor Babagana Umara's administration. To this end, in the first year of his second term, he has completed, furnished and commissioned additional 4 vocational entrepreneurial institutes in Biu, Shani, Mafa and Magumeri towns. These institutes are established to train youths in entrepreneurial and apprenticeship to enable them acquire skills and trades to enhance their socio-economic well-being and be productive in future, as well as shun any form of political thuggery and other forms of idleness. The vocational institutes have 14 different trades and apprenticeship that includes welding, carpentry, solar light fabrication, cosmetology, tailoring, knitting, computer application and repairs, automobile, among others.
An idle man is the devil's workshop. To address this challenges head on, we established several technical and vocational education and training centers, as well as vocational and careers institutes, such as this one here in Mono, for longer term and sustainable and continuous training, focusing on admitting vulnerable individuals, particularly those youth affected by the insurgency.
Similarly, the Zulum-led government has also constructed, equipped, furnished and commissioned 4 new ICT centers in Gubio, Damasak, Magumeri and Gajiram towns with 100 units of computer sets each to train youths on literacy and numeracy in line with digital initiative of the administration. While 4 other ICT centers situated in Mafa, Dambua, Bayo and Haul have been completed and are awaiting commissioning. Also during first year of Governor Zulum's second term, the Vocational Enterprise Institute Muna has graduated 832 orphans and provided starter packs and cash for them to start a new life in self-reliance, and as well offered automatic employment to 64 best graduates.
We extend our heartfelt gratitude to His Excellency, the Executive Governor of Borno State, Professor Babagana Umara Zulum, affectionately known as the People's Governor, for his visionary leadership and unwavering commitment to the welfare of the people of Borno State. We, the graduating students, stand as a living testimonies to the impact of your dedication to uplifting the less privileged, especially those affected by insurgency.
Another 900 products of vocational training institutes in Monguno, Ngala, Moduganari, and Warabe were provided with startup kits. During the period under review, the Office of the Borno State First Lady and the Ministry of Women Affairs and Social Development have quite a number of engagements with the women folk, people with disabilities and the girl child. The wife of the governor has been the vanguard for a renewed hope of women in Borno State through series of engagements. Dr. Falmata Babagana Umara has been spearheading women activism, supporting widows and the vulnerable, in addition to promoting girl-child education, as well as giving hope to victims of insurgency through her pet project, multi-aid and charity initiative by training them on skills and trades to enable them have a new beginning with dignity.
Empowering women to reach their full economic potentials will not only tangibly support the key goal of reducing gender inequality, but will also significantly advance healthy competition and future economic prosperity devoid of gender dominance worldwide.
This administration will continue to support women.
One of the areas Governor Zulum is set to promote and reinvigorate is commerce, as part of his post-insurgency recovery drive to support the ailing economy due to prolonged insurgency in the state to bounce back and encourage investment in Borno State. In line with the administration's agenda of reviving the economy of the state, government reconstructed and remodeled the burnt-down Maiduguri Monday market, recapitalized the market traders with 1 billion naira cash support to cushion the loss and start up their businesses. The Zulum-led government has also constructed additional 176 shops at the newly built ultra-modern Bama Road Motor Park and Market to accommodate more traders who are relocated to the new site. The administration in its first year, second term, has rehabilitated the Gambaru cattle market, while the Borno State Hotels has been remodeled. This is to promote the tourism and hospitality subsector.
The cardinal objective of establishing the mass transit program is to reduce the hardship of the community. And therefore, under this environment that we are working, when subsidy has been removed, there is a need for this corporation to reduce costs, to reduce transport fare to the barest minimum.
Provision of effective, efficient, and affordable means of transportation to its citizens is one of the priorities of Governor Zulum-led government in Borno State. To this end, the state government within the first year of the second term has procured additional new inter- and intra-city buses to ease the transportation needs of the people, to cushion the effect of fuel subsidy removal and enhance movement of people, goods, and services.
Thank you, Your Excellency. This is a vision for mission, and this is exactly hope renewed. Thank you for your good job always.
The Professor Babagana Umara-led administration in Borno State has procured 50 units of electric taxis, which is the first of its kind in the country, and additional 52 buses to ease transportation needs of the citizens. Similarly, the administration has procured 500 Phoenix VH100 electric tricycles, 10,000 electric bicycles, 10 electric vehicle charging terminals, in addition to the installation of 120 digital weighbridge to check excess loads on vehicles.
What you see behind me is a weighbridge. A weighbridge is a large weighing scale for weighing vehicles. The main purpose of this weighbridge is to preserve our roads and also generate IGR for the state by checkmating the loads these heavy-duty vehicles carry on our roads.
The Zulum-led government in Borno State has, within the period under review, procured and installed 14 different capacity transformers to different locations to further boost electricity supply and scale up socio-economic activities across the state. Also, government has embarked on massive installation of solar-powered streetlights to replace the diesel-powered lights across the major towns to enhance visibility, security, beauty, and ease movement of people, goods, and services. The agricultural sector under the watch of Governor Zulum continues to receive the desired attention now that peace is fast returning to the state, with lots of initiatives aimed to encourage farmers to go back to their farms. To that effect, Borno State government procured 208 trucks of NPK fertilizer to support farmers at 50% subsidized price across the state. Similarly, 471 tractor implements such as plows and harrows were procured and distributed to farmers across the 312 electoral wards, in addition to the cultivation of 20,000 hectares of maize, rice, groundnut at mega farms, as well as the distribution of livestock feeds to 300 farmers.
Keeping the IDPs at IDP camp and providing them with handouts is no more sustainable. And therefore, we want to shift our focus from shorter-term humanitarian support to medium and longer-term sustainable solutions, which is agriculture. That is why we are here to plug up the distribution of agricultural inputs for this year's farming here in Damasak. The quantum of items that are to be distributed to farmers in Borno State include 20,000 bags of fertilizer, 5,000 tube wells are to be drilled, and then 20,000 beneficiaries should benefit from herbicides and pesticides. In addition to this also, we are procuring 1 million liters of petrol in order to drive our petrol-driven water pumps. And this petrol will be sold to the farmers at a subsidized rate. In addition to this also, we are providing solar pumps, water pumps, 1,000 to the entire state, because we are also trying to shift from the utilization of fossil fuel to green energy with a view to reducing carbon emission and reducing cost also.
Kandawar alhamdulillah, kandaw kasuwe andero Saudiya, kandawar motolan sauru sasai naira $1 galang da yuye. Amma bara anzu Professor Babagana Umara Zulum gwamna Borno ye kala andero lita kala naira yar uwe galang de kala naira du indin yar uwe andero sadi no solo. Soro da askirena bara anzu gwamna Borno yero.
The Zulum-led administration has introduced quite a number of initiatives and schemes geared towards reviving agricultural activities, being a professor of agricultural engineering himself. The scheme includes the resuscitation of irrigation farming in Jaffi in Kwayabra, Gamboru, Wulgo in Gala, Gajibo in Dikwa, Gulai in Damasak, Garannam, and that of Mafa. In addition to the 10-hectare pilot drip irrigation scheme at Magumeri and Bokweri, with a plan to expand the scope to 300 hectares across the 3 senatorial zones in the state. Similarly, the Borno state government has procured and distributed assorted irrigation equipment that include solar-powered water pumps, implements, seeds, agrochemicals to 3,000 farmers to encourage them boost agricultural activities across the state. Also, the administration has resuscitated the Poultry Production Unit, Demonstration and Holding Center to further support poultry farming, as well as the resuscitation of the Livestock Investigation and Breeding Center at Garannam, among others. Equally, the Governor Zulum-led government has established the Agro-Logistics Hub in Gamborungala to revive animal rearing and husbandry. Provision of potable water for human and animal consumption as well as for domestic use is further sustained by the Borno state government under the watch of Professor Babagana Umara, with the drilling of additional 65 hybrid boreholes with basement formation outfitted with overhead tanks, water reticulation and array of taps across the state within his second term in office. Similarly, in the water sub-sector, 61 solar-powered pumps have been rehabilitated across 42 communities of Maiduguri, Jere, Konduga, Biu, Marte, Hawul, Kwayakusar, Bayo, Bama, Askira Uba, and Mafa local government areas.
This borehole is a very gigantic project which was carried out by the state government.
The administration during the period under review has completed the construction of waterworks at Azare in Haul, Moromti in Kondiga, Garannam in Maiduguri Metropolitan, Madinatu in Jere, and Mafa, in addition to the reticulation to houses. In line with the Zulum's agenda for provision of clean, potable water to citizens, the administration has sustained the procurement of chemicals, diesel and lubricants. It has also installed solar-powered energy at the water treatment plant and boreholes to ensure steady water supply to residents of Maiduguri and environs. Protecting the ecosystem for a clean, better and safe environment is one of the priorities of Governor Zulum-led government in Borno State. To this end, in its first year, second term, the administration sustained its afforestation program. Similarly, on flood and erosion control, construction is ongoing at Uba and Gamdu towns. Another 19.51-kilometer drainage network has been constructed at the 500 housing estate along Maiduguri-Kano Road and procured 3 heavy-duty excavators and 2 bulldozers for the construction of roads, land clearing and preparation for farming. The Professor Babagana Umara administration is raising 10 million assorted seedlings for distribution and reactivation of afforestation program, in addition to the planting of 1.2 million tree species at the Borno State Teaching Hospital, Muna Housing Estate, Dalori Estate, Malam Aborti Village, as well as in schools.
We are doing the fact that climate change is real, and it is caused by human and natural factors. We can see its impact in the high temperature, unpredictable low rainfall, and flooding in Borno and elsewhere. This, if not checked, we may one day find that the whole Borno State is together. Therefore, we want to call on all our people to be climate smart in all activities that you are doing. I also wish to appeal to the general public that plant trees around every housing estate to serve as wind breakers.
Now? The post-insurgency recovery drive of the Professor Babagana Umara Zulum-led administration has resettled the Bukarti and Jibrinti communities at the Mole 500 resettlement housing units, the IDPs at Kawarmela to Dalori, and those of Malam Kelumri in Kondega. Similarly, Governor Zulum has resettled another batch of IDPs from 6 local government areas at the Muna camp to their respective local government areas and dispersed 954.7 million naira cash support to the returnees.
And our first impressions are very positive that recent progress has been made, and we are looking forward to seeing how we as international partners, with the governor and his government in the lead, can get behind the plans being put in place for more durable solutions for people's livelihoods going forward. Given His Excellency the Governor and his very clear vision of where he wants to improve the conditions of the people of Borno State.
To ensure full restoration of civil authorities, government has constructed and rehabilitated high courts, magistrate courts, Sharia and upper Sharia courts in Bama, Biu, Benishek, Gubio, Wamdio, Miringa, Gunda, and Ngala towns. Government has also constructed 3,000 emergency shelter and latrines at Gurosoi, Gom, Marte, Mafa, and 900 for returnees in Monguno town. the administration has completed and resettled 500 households at low money, provided livelihood support that included irrigation/dry season farm inputs, vaccines and livestock feeds, while the resettlement houses consist of 125 blocks of 4 units of 2-bedroom, school, clinic, police outpost and water facilities.
I'm feeling extremely grateful and extremely happy because we are trying to address the root causes of the insurgency, which is reducing poverty. People who are living in the IDP are living in the IDP camp for about a decade, depending on handouts from governmental and non-governmental organizations. And this is not sustainable. Today we have seen a sustainable solution, which is resettlement of people back to their communities in a dignified manner. But let me use this opportunity to commend the federal government, the leadership of Tinubu administration, as well as our partners, our development partners, who have contributed immensely to the regional stabilization facilities.
Alhamdulillah, alhamdulillah bawa kemari. Bare pun dia barenya nande gana rumah mangai gana barenya. Bare raya na, ande cama barenya, ande ashauto, na dio ba, na pun dia tidaknya barenya. Alhamdulillah.
Accountability, transparency and good governance in Borno under the Zulum-led government has indeed changed the pace of governance for good in providing people-centered dividends of democracy and service delivery in line with his 10-point pact of post-insurgency recovery and transformation drive. Borno, under the leadership of Professor Babagana Umara, has introduced quite a number of reforms that reposition governance in the state hitherto ravaged by over a decade-long insurgency to a shining star of renewed hope. Governor Zulum's commitment to the welfare and building resilience of his people earned him the status of Borno Chief Humanitarian Officer, where he continued to traverse, supervise and monitor palliative distribution of food and non-food items to the vulnerable and displaced people by the insurgency.
If you look at the IDPs, they've been in camps, and this is not inclined to our culture. So he now decided, okay, let me resettle these people back. Thank God, a lot of humanitarian activities and actors, partners have keyed into the settlement, programs of the administration of Professor Babagana Umara Zulum. The security themselves too believe, because there is political will, so they now supported this administration in making sure we resettle most of the displaced communities.
The quantum of humanitarian support that we have been rendering compared to what we have been given in the year 2019 has been reduced by about 50% or more than 50% because of the emergence of peace in this part of this country.
In the first year of his second term, Governor Zulum has distributed palliatives to over 1,607,280 vulnerable people, which consists of 284,587 bags of rice, maize, 20,000 bags of millet, 17,000 bags of sorghum, 343,293 cartons of spaghetti, 343,293 fabric of wrappers, and 5,000 naira cash to 343,293 females, amounting to over 1.7 billion naira across the state. The civil service being the center of executing and actualizing government policies and programs to the people, Governor Zulum, in his proactive approach to the welfare of civil servants for optimal service delivery, approved 2 billion naira interest-free loan to Borno State workers. In addition to that, the civil service is also being reinvigorated with series of trainings and capacity-building programs for all cadre of officers to keep them abreast on their schedules.
2.4 billion naira was released for the payment of outstanding gratuity of retired civil servants. 1 billion naira was released for the payment of death gratuity to the families of deceased civil servants.
Alhamdulillah, we are able to send about 9 items as a proposal, and then we were able to get 5 approvals, which include the most critical one is the promotion benefit of our people, which we think it will also cushion the effect of this problem. So our promotion benefit of 2019 and 2020 was approved. Immediately he directed the Minister of Finance to start implementing. And then when implementing promotion benefit in 2016, 17 and 18, there are a lot of omissions that we detected, and we quickly called the attention of the Accountant General and then the Office of the Head of Service. So we submitted the list. He also directed that omission also should be paid. At the same time, we requested buses that will convey us from our various houses to the working place at a subsidized rate, which could not be more than 50 naira per drop. He graciously approved 30 buses for civil servants only.
To sustain and entrench good governance and service delivery in Borno State, Governor Babagana Zulum has assented to 11 additional bills passed by the Borno State House of Assembly on the request of the governor. The bills passed and assented to by Governor Zulum are the Borno State Social Investment Law, Borno State Criminal Justice Administration Law, the Borno State Penal Code Law, the Borno State Investment Protection Law, and the Senior Secondary Education Board Law. Other bills signed into law include the Borno State Primary Healthcare Development Law, the Borno State Drugs and Other Medical Consumables Law, the Borno State Livestock Management Law, Borno State Information Communication Technology Development Agency Law, as well as the Borno State Local Government Amendment Law.
Laws, some reenacted with revisions, some are completely new ones. There are those that enforce or enforces existing laws, for example, the Penal Code.
Accountability, transparency, and good governance in Borno under the Zulum-led government has indeed changed the pace of governance for good in providing dividends of democracy and service delivery to the citizens in line with his 10-point pact of post-insurgency recovery and transformation drive.
If you look at it now from when we came in and what is obtainable now, you assess that, yeah, there's a lot of development. And inshallah, as we are progressing to the next 3 years that is remaining of this administration, I believe more are still coming. So inshallah, we employ from our supporters is that they should continue praying for this administration and give him the needed support. So as we traverse, to make sure that there's a lot of development in the state.
The unprecedented development and unity of purpose achieved in Borno State can be attributed to the exemplary leadership style of Governor Babagana Zulum, his deputy Umar Usman Kadafur, as well as the State Executive Council, which translated good governance and service delivery.